be that more you gon' remember. I'ma be that more you gon' remember. I'll be that more you gon' remember. To Harker Bay front line till the law call my number. I'll be that more you gon' remember. I'ma be that more you gon' remember, that's right. I'll be that more you gon' remember. To Harker Bay front line till the law call my number. If you a friend of the Moors, then you a friend of mine. I was told to watch my enemies, now hold my line. Those who speak against the prophet, they speak against me. And I'm speaking about the prophet over Drew Ali, who was the first to remind you and bind you back to Morocco, the mountains, Mississippi, and Quebec. Told you you wasn't black, proved it with straight facts. You tripping off trucks, you need to be tripping off that. Now here we go again, acting like you a slave. The same people talk European on the babe, and looking at women buying European hair. No love for self, but do the men really care? Hell no, cause they got a love for Europe. Whole generation chasing pills, weed and syrup. Yeah, they love Lil Yachty, Tucci, Gucci, Kodak, Amigos, Ross, Lucid. But when the love for the woman look like your mother, I guess they say it's all black when it's under the cover. Now cypher, I'll be that more you gon' remember. I'ma be that more you gon' remember, that's right. I'll be that more you gon' remember. To Harker Bay front line till the law call my number. I'll be that more you gon' remember. I'ma be that more you gon' remember, that's right. I'll be that more you gon' remember. To Harker Bay
front line till the law call my number. Yeah. I hope y'all ready. But this is gonna be a fun burn. Let's get it.
But know that I
know that Rocker Fez, he ain't my bro. I seen it all before.
Some got it right now. Don't say that I'm not down. I'm coming for my vast mistakes. I want my town, my sheriff, my stores, my school, my nation. Sick and tired of the procrastination and debate. Y'all keep hating when love is the savior. You don't love yourself, so you can't.
Well, I hope y'all ready.
That's why you killing, fighting,
they're gonna be some mad people today.
If you ain't for Moore's world, then get
oh
out
Lord.
Of the face. Cause Chinese love China, Italians love Italy. If you used to love the Moore's world, come on and build it with me. Let's go.
Come on.
I'll be that more you gon' remember. I'ma be that more
you gon' remember. Yeah, I'll be that more you gon' remember. To Harker Bay front line till the law call my number. What's going on? What's going on, everybody? I am at a new location. I'm here with my. It's not gonna be Eddie Smoke Up if you got him tonight. I apologize. I got him, but we can't smoke up in here tonight, man. I'm actually with my wife at the hospital/hotel recovery spot that she's in, and she's doing well, everybody. Thank you so much. I am so honored and blessed that I can do it here. Yeah, spend time with my wife at the same time, do a dope interview with John Roneker. I'm letting y'all know now. Be some hurt feelings tonight. Y'all share this, man. Y'all share, please. If I haven't told y'all anything right, I'm gonna tell y'all right now. This is gonna be the bomb burner. This one is gonna make people upset because John Roneker has been in the midst of some controversial picks, even had me questioning. Some of his picks are even scratching my head. But I've spoken with him, man, and man, I walked away with some enlightenment, and I walked away with a little bit more smarticles, as my wife would say. I walked away with so much more respect for Mr. John Roneker after the conversation we had. Really, to be honest with you, I had to grow up, man. I really had to grow up because I unfriended John a while back, man, because I was salty. Because I was in my feelings. Listen, this is the space where we keep it 100, right? If we're gonna keep it 100, we're gonna keep it a buck all the way. All right, we ain't just gonna be tap dancing with it. We ain't gonna keep it a buck for this person or that person, it obtains to me too. I have to keep it a buck too, right? Because I am the American bully's grand sheep, right? So we deal on truth, we deal on respect, we deal on honor, and this is what we're gonna do. So yeah, I had unfriend John because I felt like, man, this man's making some, like, I don't understand his picks, man. I talked to him, man. It's weird, but I had sat and talked with John, man. He broke it down for me, man. And I'm gonna let him speak on it. I'm gonna let him speak on it more than me telling you right now. But I'm gonna let him speak on it. He's in the back chat hall right now, and we're gonna play his music. Just his music is gonna let you know what time it is today. Let's get it. I hope y'all ready tonight, boy. I hope y'all ready.
Get that blood.
Yes, sir. Let's get it pumping.
What are you saying?
Can't you see I'm easily bothered by persistence? One step from lashing out at you. Hear what else?
Let's go. Let's go. Let's share this. Share this video, man.
I've got more friends like you. What do I do? If there no lasting anymore.
He's telling you he don't give a fuck about friends, man. He's willing to walk on y'all ass. Boy, if this song ain't telling y'all something, man.
Stay away from me. A lesson learned in life.
He said you took it there with the music. Nah, this is him, bro. This is him. Yes.
That energy pumped up.
Mr. John, I think that was the best entrance that we've had to date.
Thank you.
On No Bull-ish TV, man. Hey, man, I really appreciate it. How is your wife doing, man? I miss her, man. She is such a sweet woman, man.
Thank you, my brother. Everything's doing good, man. We're doing good over here. And myself, I'm going through some bumps in the road, but we're gonna rock it still, and we're getting where I need to be, so we're good to go. All of us.
Hey, man. Hey, that's that. If I can help in any way, man, I'm here. All of us are here for you, man. But
I appreciate it. Don't let me be human, though. Don't think I'm human, man. You know.
So let's start with who is Mr. John Roneker. Let's start from the beginning. Like I say all the time, I don't know if this is your story, but most of the people who I have on here, they've had family members that own pit bulls that that's what they started at. I've had a couple of guests that's not where they started at, that were judges. They started with a whole totally different breed that was totally softer than American bullies, but they ended up going into the American Pit Bull Terrier, then American bullies and stuff like that, and they evolved into the person they are. So we would like to know your expertise and what kind of dogs were you into from the start?
All right, man. Get ready for this one. It's a long resume. So
let's get it.
Well, just to start out, just so all you know here, I chased a dream just like all you. I'm sitting in a hotel room fucking in Toronto, Canada, chasing a breed from a dog that just up and comer. So just to let you know that's where I'm at. So I do all the shit. I'm an all-around guy. But
salute.
We're going to start. I'm going to try to shorten up stuff, of course, to make it not forever, because I'm an old fire with a big old resume. But, and all kidding aside, but, started young with my parents. They started doing, backyard breeders back in the day when the German Shepherds were the big thing, and the Rottweilers. My family's from Germany. So those were the two dogs I kind of grew up with, and parents did, litter or two here. So I kind of got brushed into that. But then, when I hit about 14 years old, I started stealing the gangbangers, all the dog fighting dogs. That was my thing. I was kind of like the reaper, I guess, because I'd come and take them, And so
Can I
then,
ask you a question?
yeah.
My cousin used to do the same thing.
Oh,
He
cool.
used to have me at the front fence
Yep.
to get the mother's attention.
Yeah.
And one time it was the mother he wanted. He walked that bitch out wheelbarrow.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, but bro,
Nah,
I've been
he's
shot. I've been shot with buckshots coming out the window, man. I took 2 in the hip when I was younger, man, and it never discouraged me. You know, what I mean, it was something. I'll be honest, with you, the first dog that I got, somebody hit it. It was a bandit. I'll never forget the sucker. Somebody hit it, left it just in the backyard of this. Just a less quality of a person. So I went and stole him. By the time I got him back, he lost his leg. We had to have it amputated. So.
oh man.
No, don't even. Oh man, this motherfucker had more spirit than you could ever imagine. He'd be
Okay,
on
okay,
top of it.
okay.
Oh man, he'd
Okay.
be jumping fences. He was on top of that. And ever since that, man, they stole my heart. You know what I mean? It was just kind of like that. But that's a younger version. And then once I got a little older, started to do the pit bulls. Involved in many registries. Just for
Right.
shits and giggles, I even bring some of the old paperwork from the Breeders Association, the American Pit Bull Terrier Club, the UKC. I've been there for all of them since the beginning. So as far as the showing, it's been with me for a long time. You know what I mean?
Right.
Um, I was gonna pull out some of the old paperwork, just pull out some of the old dogs. You know what I mean? The list of Razor Edge dogs and the Gotti dogs, and
Right.
so. But we can save a little time there. But yeah, and then I was also involved in many breeds. Also, I used to do the mini bull terriers for many years. Evolution blood, you can double check all that. Also did the original Staffy Terrier, the Mason blood, which was all brindle dogs back in the day. So pretty cool. You know what I mean? That's kind of what people got to realize how long I've been in this and other breeds for many years to understand that the breed type, why it was such a breed type guy and stuff like that, especially with the beginning of the American Bully, we're there from the front, you know what I mean? So a lot of people don't realize the history. In my area, when I used to fight it, or not fight, fight the laws, the PSL laws. There's a bunch of us guys across the country that put out of our own pocket, took 2,000-3,000, a bunch of whatever, many people. I'm sure not just me. I'm not the only hero. But then we started getting lawyers to go fight these, discrimination cases, with these dogs to stop getting these towns from banning the pit bulls, and so a lot of history with that too. That's why some of us old dogs, we take it a lot more serious. Just for my sake, I can tell you an incident. Canada, I love them. You see me, I'm sitting in Toronto. But they were banning the pit bulls. They came after me, the Canadian government and the and our federal bureau, came after me for dog rings. So not only did I could have almost went to jail for 5 years over him because they said I was running a dog fighting ring.
Right. Right.
So the history there, that's why I have such a passion as far as this breed and why I've been in it for so long too. A lot of these newbies don't understand. Like, we couldn't walk with our dogs. Like, I couldn't go to the park with my kids and sit in the park with these dogs back in the day. The media trashed them. You know what I mean? They made them villains. You know what I mean? So people will look at you like you're a freak. Why has he got this violent dog? Blah blah blah. You know what I mean? That's why a lot of passion with me for all that I put on my ass on the line for it. Um, and then,
So
oh, go on. I'm sorry. Hit me with some questions.
Such a short convo for a long
Yeah,
history of dogs. So that even opens my mind up a little bit more to the knowledge that you have on different breeds and understanding breed types at such a young age. When you were breeding, you had to understand breed type, especially with German Shepherds. With
yes,
any dog, with any breed of dog, you have to understand breed type. But we're gonna get into that. So
100%.
um your first breeding with American bullies, what was it? And your first champion or title dog?
Okay. Well, it's kind of hard to say that. I'm going to go back even before the ABKC and stuff
Mm-hmm.
like that.
Mm-hmm.
Dave knows there's many of us that showed I have multiple UKC champions and grand champions. I was a part of their breeding list for many years, for probably about 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
So they were the ones that referred me. Also with the Breeders Association. I don't know if you guys remember that back in the day, but you're also a registered breeder with that also, or myself. So, those were kind of good. You kind of took yourself to elite level. You know what I mean? It just, if you remember what the PR, the purple ribbon blood and certain
Mm-hmm.
things
Mm-hmm.
back then, those are all things you try to carry into the breed. I got to put out some plugs for some old school guys like the Watchdog bloodline. That was a huge part of me back in the late 90s, early 2000s. The Husey boys, man, the old Pitbull boys that had some killer dogs. Got to give them props back. If y'all remember any Mugglestone dogs, Mugglestone Pit Farm, the big old blue pits, they were putting out. So during that stop, they were, big was, if you remember that time, big was better. You know what I mean? It was a bit different time there, but evolved all those, had champions and everyone in the American Bully. But my first one, thanks to Rodrigo Silva, he's my man. I love him to death. Was my mentor. All of us have him. I was able to purchase ABKC's first ever Grand Champion pocket. Little Thug, man. He's the dude, man. But many, my resume's pretty full. Everything that I have, I mean, I have probably 50 some plus champions, 8 grands. Them are all my own personal that I show. I have more that I don't claim.
Mm.
All my friends, I put up all my friends. So I love you guys. So, but friends have their dogs. I don't take that accomplishment. They show that dog, they groom that dog. Just, I did produce it. Thank you for the credit, but I don't take that under my champion belt. The only ones I show and do myself.
So, how did you become a judge? How did that come about? Were you a judge at another registry before you became a judge at the ABKC?
No. It's a funny thing with me. I was that stubborn asshole, man. I don't want to be on that side, man. Fuck them motherfuckers. You know what I mean? Yeah, they're all shady ass. They're all politics. They're all, that's how I was. So I was like, until the ABKC and then the bullies, then I started, and I was like, you know what? I want to make a difference in this breed. I want to bring this breed somewhere, Did we ever know that we'd be worldwide, every country? No, I'll be honest. It amazes me every day, But it's pretty cool. It's a community that we should cherish and love, man.
What was your most weirdest assignment as far as a judge? Like, what was your most weirdest moment as as a judge? I haven't asked any judges. You're the first one, and I'm mad that I'm just remembering something like this. But what was your weirdest moment as a judge?
I mean, I had some, some questionable places.
I'm pretty sure you have.
A couple of them hosts are pretty crazy. Getting you the hotel by the, then you rent by the hour. I don't have to say no more than that. But I love it, man. I mean, it almost, I'm going to use it in reference of like the dogs. If I would have shunned all them, we wouldn't be where we are today.
Facts.
If I throw every motherfucking dog out of the ring, we ain't going to be where we're not evolving. We're not going where we need to be. You know what I mean?
Let's start there. Let's get to that. So, even myself, I've questioned your picks before, which I've come to a better understanding to why you've made your picks. Can you explain to the people who don't understand why you would pick the way you're picking?
Gotcha. Like I said, I've preached it since the beginning. Breed type, and breed type. It's the number one thing, you know what I mean? Like the other day, the clown that came on there, that Christopher Stratter, his number one flaw, you just don't get it. You know what I mean? The lack of looking like the breed is the number one flaw. That's what he was trying to rumble out of his stupidity. So I'll help him with it. But when you think about it, you know what I mean? and you can even see nowadays, you can see how even our standards were just changed and word differently with the breed type in there. People got to understand the American Bully it's a head breed. It's a recognized breed. It's not a working breed. It's, you know what I mean? It's not a herding, sporting breed. So what we are known for is the appearance of the dog. So in my judgment, that's why breed type and that appearance, and let me get into it a little bit more in depth. When you hear breed type or breed type characteristics, those are things that identify that breed to stand out from another breed. So people got to understand that, okay, and you know, people argue with me about movement, and you know, I want a movement dog. But what people don't realize is when you're faced with that in-between dog, what is the most important? To protect the look of the dog and the appearance of what we are known for, or do I want it to move? And I was kidding around with you the other day. Okay, movement and coat. Okay, do you stand back and then I'll see you see a silhouette, or you see the dog and you see the coat and you're like, oh shit, man, that's American Bully. Look at that coat. Come on now. Get it? Or even with the movement. I'm not saying I don't want that to move, but is that the first thing? If you take the, you know, body or take the head away or whatever, and it's movement, it's not something that makes it American Bully. Now you look at that head, that broad, the muscle, the bone. That's what we all love this breed for. That's what the breed, in my eyes, is what it's more important, the look. You know?
Right.
And that's what people got to stop looking. My 9-year-old freaking niece can tell you a perfect dog. What do you do when you don't? Do you protect the breed type characteristic? Now, characteristics too, people got to realize when it stands out for a certain breed, that's also traits, which are genetic. So, you know, I mean, you have to have all that and the genetics with it. You know what I mean? That's why it's a big factor of when you carry the, you know, the terrier and all those traits, that is genetic. You know what I mean? So now is it breed worthy?
Right. So what you're saying is we want American bullies, not greyhounds.
Hell yeah.
And you're not saying you don't want the dog to not have move, but you're not going to pick a dog that doesn't represent the American Bully and the characteristics of the American Bully when it comes to that silhouette. Is that what you're saying?
100%, 100%. And don't get me wrong, like if you think about it, if you have this perfect moving dog, it has the least flaws. I mean, and plus you got to remember too, a classic, a standard is going to move way different than a pocket.
Right.
So people got to start being real with it too, is how a pocket's going to move. And I'm not saying it's got to move like fucking garbage. You know what I mean? But if you have this picture perfect, I mean, tails, everything, but it has a snipey nose. It's long, and it lacks a little bit of the you know, chisel cheeks, broad, you know, the broad head. It's kind of just lacking. What is more detrimental to the breed, the look or the flaws?
Yes, sir.
So that's what I'm trying to make people realize. Don't put stupid ass words in my mouth and say that I don't like movement enough. Because if you see, all you have to do, and this is another thing I want to start talking about community, start looking on pages, start calling these fucking idiots out that start talking trash. You know what I mean? We're going to use our friend Christopher Strader as example. You want to talk shit about it, but then go look on his page. The dude's got a lacking breed type dog, no bone, no muscle. Okay. The story behind him, I told him that. And that's why he doesn't. I never seen the guy in my life. I never showed him in front of my ring, but I was honest with him.
Right.
Now think of just at that point. Is it better for me to say that to him then? Or is it better me to bullshit him and tell him, listen, breed that thing 3 times, pay for C-sections, pay for 3 stud fees, and then 5 years down the line, you won't have that much? Or should you just shut the shit down and go buy something right today, tomorrow, and then in 6 months you can have it going? So what is me really being? Am I really being a dick to him? Or am I just being real and trying to save the dude?
You're just being real and trying to save him.
Exactly, but stupidity overrides it. You know, he knows what's going on. He can tell you the anatomy of the dog. So he's an Einstein. He knows. You know,
right.
I talk from breeding them. Like you don't think that how many dogs that I've gotten rid of over the years. Do you know how many style changes, which what we're going through now, I have gone through with the many bull terriers, the bullies since the beginning. Look at our dogs from the beginning, 17 years ago, to the dogs now.
Mm-hmm.
It's called evolving the breed, and the style of the breed is changing with it.
You have some breeders, you have some old school breeders, like I'm not gonna really mention no names, but you got some old school breeders who have their platform who mention pit bull with the pit bull on steroids type dog is what the American bully should be.
Nope.
And I exactly, and I
Nope.
definitely disagree with the outlook of these people, and just sharing that message is devaluing the American bully and what the look is supposed to be when you start preaching that. And it starts it actually makes them sound very ignorant and very stupid, because when you start to look at what I started to do, I started to bring forth the standard, and especially the headpiece was the main part I would bring up, because it would separate everything when you start mentioning there's supposed to be a proportional difference between the muzzle and the top skull, and there needs to be a stop when you start looking at a lot of these dogs, which I can agree with you, John. Now my eyes opened one day, I swear to God.
Thank you,
And I started preaching this. You can ask everybody on here that I started preaching it. And these dogs lack breed type. These dogs with the terrier heads, it is a bad look for our breed, man. It is a bad look. And to continue to see these vet breeders continue to walk in the ring, and I know it's a slap in the face to you when you see it. These vet breeders that continue to bring these terrier type dogs into the ring and not evolving. How do you feel about that?
I mean, especially me as old school. When I have dogs that are 17 years old, that's past 30, that are bullier than your shit, nah. You know what I mean? That's not wrong. And you know what the problem with me is? We made these templates. Fucking, we made it easier for these guys, man. With the shit that we had to go through, with shit, man. Some of us had to go through terrier, fucking long nose, fucking Great Danes, fucking the masters. You know, I mean, that wasn't my route. I always wanted a little different route. You know, we could get into that whole thing. I truly believe that some of the best bullies came from staff terrier and English mixes. You know, back in the day. What people don't understand is back in the day, I'll be honest with you, like, we were banned, so we couldn't have the dogs in our house. So what a lot of people did is they had mixed breeds. So people had a bulldog and a pit bull, and all of a sudden they hooked up. Now they can't take it from us. But holy fuck, look at this motherfucker. And we got something in the fucking cooking in the kitchen. You know? You know, so I'll be honest with you now. What I did is because I was proud, you know, I'm not going to mix no dog. I can honestly tell you, never mix a dog. But damn well would I jump on any motherfucker that looks like that. You know what I mean? I didn't do it, but I was all over that shit. You know?
Right.
And then another thing to go with, just to touch why it's in my mind, sorry, but flaw breeding. Okay?
Right.
You know us old school guys, when we were starting to get bullier and bullier, that motherfucking dog would come out with that kinked ass cork fucking tail, and she was a female. Oh, man. That girl ain't going nowhere, man. That girl is pretty. See, people don't look at that. Now you got, you know, Christopher Straters and these guys, fucking, you know, old Doug Charles. They don't even understand that because they only been doing it for 3 years.
Right. They don't understand broad stock, something that nobody's supposed to see at all.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's flawed up. You can't bring in the show ring.
Right.
You know, but you know it's going to produce.
You got it. But say those guys, and people got to understand breeding. If you've been breeding all this time, you understand what's going on now. We're going through, it's not a style or a standard change. It's a style change. Look at any mother effing breed from 1950 to whatever, all of them. AKC, right? The Holy Grail. They're the best in the, look at them motherfucking dogs changing under their standard. You know what I mean? You think it's just happened to us? And you know what the difference is there? Those are breeds that have been around for 100 years. We only been around for what? The big old golden 20 year now.
Right.
And you don't think that we're not still evolving? We're still not perfecting? We're still not going to go through styles?
Right.
You know, people got to educate themselves with that. And a lot of us do know that. You know what I mean? And that's that's why I'm using this kid as an example. These are the idiots we got to get out of it. If you're not going to get it, you know what I mean? Don't support these mothers. You know, don't sit there. You want to shut them down? Don't buy their dogs. Don't feed into their bullshit. Let them earn a reputation or respect.
It's crazy because one of the names you name is a kennel partner of somebody that breeds bully ass dogs, and that's Randy Jaquez.
Okay.
That's how you
Yeah.
say his last name, babe.
Yeah.
Jaquez, Randy Jaquez. So
Okay.
he produces some pretty bully dogs.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Totally.
from you mentioning his name is kind of, like Randy gonna have to talk to this brother about something, man.
Yeah. And we need to do that. Me as myself. If I'm associating with myself with some fucking noodleheads that come out with shit like that, I'm holding myself. You know what I mean? Like he said, oh, you put up your friends. Hell yeah. Do you know how many of you guys are my friends?
Right.
You know what I mean? But I'll tell you what, ask every one of them when they bring some shit in, and I look at them and say, are you fucking kidding me?
I already know.
I'll pull them aside and say, yo, bro, you serious? Or you know what, a couple times I said, do you really want me to start? But not saying it's not people, but I'm going to hold my friends or certain people to a higher standard.
Right.
Okay. We're going to talk about old Doug Charles, who had a charm in on his stuff. And he came in and he sat there and uneducationally stupid, said it showed in front of me, but didn't say what shows. Then he said I said two different things, didn't address the two different things. But if you educate yourself, bro, your dog might have had multiple things. Maybe I only stopped at two. Maybe I could have got real ugly with you, but I was being nice because I didn't know you. You know what I mean? So if you want one time, which I'll do anywhere, put the dog up and we'll let anybody else judge and see if my opinion was wrong. I'm willing to do it. I'll put my dogs up with anything. You know what I mean? But this is what, and I don't mean to call these guys out. They call themselves out. So I don't want
Hey,
to be,
this
you
is the
know,
platform for you to talk what your truth, man. I'm not here to stop that. As long as
yeah,
you're doing it with respect and with honor, man, that's all I care about,
you got it. And why I'm bringing it even up has nothing to do with me. If you guys
Mhm.
don't know me inside and out and nothing by now, I'm the realest motherfucker there's been in the world. You know what
I
I mean?
already know.
As far as me smoking, I mean, I'm real with everything, never hide nothing. I don't, And the funny thing is the other idiot said something about, oh, I was paid off, but never came up with inching. But do you think you know how much money it would cost somebody to buy my opinion? I mean, don't even fucking, let's go. Like, I mean, I do 100 grand in dogs a year. What are you gonna give me for a show ring? Come on, let's be real. I mean, come on, man. It's a disrespect to my 30 plus years, six breeds, fucking probably hundreds of fucking champions, hundreds of fucking breedings, and you're gonna insult me? What do you think you're gonna pay me? You ain't got the money.
It definitely made me look at Christopher different,
Yeah,
because of the past that he has over his head, and that how he was quick to to be judgmental on something that could or couldn't possibly be true. And he made a big thing out of it. And I felt I lost a lot of respect for him because I had to look back. Somebody hit me up and said, you know what he got in trouble for? Go look at this. And I was like, holy shit. Like, I lost a lot of respect for dude after I got into what I got into. And I could put it out there, Chris.
yeah.
I made that post today, and it was aimed at you all about people who don't take knowledge and disregard knowledge and to run from these people fast. And you know what he did? He put the peace symbol, and I clicked on it. He unfriended me. Cool, man. Cool. Yeah. Hey, the trash took itself out, man. You know what I'm saying? That's how I looked at it. So, but anyway, just what that incident brought up, it just made me look into things a little bit more, made people reach out to me and say, hey man, that dude's a piece of shit because he's trying to go off on John. It was one of your fans, it was one of your people that
I love you boys,
I'm gonna call them the Ronekers, you know what I'm saying? So it was one of the Ronekers that hit me up. It was like, yo man, this dude got this, and I was like, oh, and he did this. I was like, look at the post that this person made on him. So I was like, wow. So for him to do that, man, I just lost a lot of respect, and it's over dogs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. He don't even know me, bro. He don't. That's what the saddest fucking part. You never met me. You never been in my ring. You're from California. You don't know nothing about me. You don't know anything. You don't know my history. You don't know a single thing. You don't even know I'm an RN and I save lives. You don't
Mm.
even know anything of fucking about me. So not only do I have a dog background, I have a medical background too, dude. I ain't a stupid motherfucker with shit. You know what I mean? Or like his biggest pet peeve, and I want to throw this out to people. Oh, tail high, rear end. Name one thing that's life threatening about a high rear or hip dysplasia, which hip dysplasia is not good. Trust me.
Right, it's not.
You know what I mean? But name one life-threatening thing about it. You can't.
I can't.
There's no life-threatening thing. But now we'll go to another vote. Now you have this super wide, over barrel-chested dog. Okay, high risk of GDV and bloating. Okay, I'm sure you've heard of both
I
of them.
definitely know what bloat is. Yeah,
Okay, do you know what the number 2 cause of death to canine dogs are?
bloat.
You got it. So you're gonna sit there and fucking pick apart a high rear end that has no fucking health fucking issues, but you're gonna let your barrel dog click in front like a V, fucking walking in front of me, and then you're gonna educate yourself. You know what I mean? Before you come out of stupidity. And then to help him out with his proper tail set, there's not a proper angle tail set. It's called, there's a slight downward pitch to it. Okay, now anything else that goes with it, there's 20% to 40%. Okay, I could go with it if you want. There's flat, steep, there's 4 different degrees. So I'll help him out with his little fucking chime in there, okay? Or if you want to know anything else about anything, I'll help him with the anatomy, but then I'll help him with his breeding part too. And anybody else. And I'm only throwing him under the bus because he did it.
Right.
Everybody knows, man, I'm the first motherfucker that's going to come out there. And then what's bullshit with him, I never hit anybody with the negative in my ring. I say, this is what's good about your dog, but yo, this is what we need to do.
Facts.
All right. So
I remember when I was in there. The name you was in there. We was in there together, and I had Pup Smoke in there. You know, my World Star 2-time World Star granddaughter. And you said, I said, no, but her movement's good. Her confirmation's good. You said, yeah, all that's true. It was a hard pick, but she lacks breed type in the head. And you know what? You were right, man. I was upset. I was upset. I was in my feelings, man. All of us have been there. Yes. I was in my feelings, but I had to sit down and really look at what I had, man. And I was like, this no top skull having ass. You know what I'm saying? So I got to do better myself. I have to do better myself, and I did better. It was part of the plan. I didn't have her to produce her to have a large head. I produced her to have the blood that she had, to go to a dog that I knew that would throw breed type with her. And if it didn't throw enough, I know I have another dog that I can throw with her that's an outcross, because maybe she's line bred too much. So now I have another idea that I can throw in there. But it worked out for me. It really worked out for me. And I'm on the right path, man. And without your knowledge, without things, little tidbits you telling us, we would go on with the bullshit that we're doing. You know what I'm saying? But people don't appreciate you keeping it 100.
And people gotta understand why I'm so focused on the head. Number one is the identifying of the breed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the breed type characteristic identification. Number 2, we have to have a separate look than an Amstaff. We don't want the traits, okay? And when you come in with that longer nose, where in our standards does it say, it says short to medium? Does it say medium to long?
No, it does not.
Does it say blocky? Does it say square? Does it say square or does it say rectangle?
It says blocky, square.
So, and what a big thing is, and why I'm such a supporter of the newer style is because the difference of the headpiece gives us our own recognition. So that's why I'm really, really such a breed type guy, because we're getting our own identification. It's stepping away from the terrier traits, the English traits. It's giving us our own breed, American motherfucking bully, man, So that's why I'm so headpiece, you know what I mean? And I'll say it correctly, because somebody it still will be the number 1 flaw with me. Okay. And I tell everybody very clearly, so you know me. Number 1 is breed type. Number 2 breed type goes to the standard, and number 3 is going to be flaws. Okay. Now, don't get me wrong. I hope we develop over the next 10 years to where we have not cookie cutter dogs, but have dogs good enough to where it comes down to flaw judging. Maybe that these dogs are so superior breed type, the characteristic, everything we want in that dog is there. Now we got to pick it apart to flaws. It's a goal for all of us.
Right. Right.
You know?
That's what they do with the Frenchie. That's what they do with the Bulldog. That's what they do with these established breeds that's been here for years.
You got it. So people got to understand and kind of like understand why the certain judgment and understand. Stop judging the perfect dog. You know what I mean? Everybody can tell you what the perfect dog is. Now pick that dog apart. Okay. What I do, and I've said it many times, is I have about 40 characteristics of the dog, or break it down in 40 categories.
Okay.
As far as the headpiece, eye shape, ear setting, muzzles, the parallel. I mean, all the way down to the front, feet, bone. I mean, so what I do very simply, if a dog is more superior in 30 of the 40 categories, but has a high rear or a high tail set, if I give you $30, you're going to take 30, you're going to take 10.
I'll take the 30, brother.
That's the
All
winner.
day.
That's the winner. Very simple. Don't think I'm not educated. I've judged 360 probably shows now. I mean, I've and there's many handlers, and I won't throw them under the bus. I know their style. I'm a handler myself. But cheat that shit. Hide. That's your job. Hide that shit and cheat in front of me as much as you can.
Right.
But I know certain ones to get them out of stacking because they're stack masters. I know how to get certain ones. So
like Tone, like Tone, he's a stack master. Like Anthony Gray, they're stack masters. I got you. Yeah.
You know, that's what sucks about being the old dog in the ring. You know what I mean? And doing the handling. Like the big dog just finished 5 champions, 2 grands this year. You know, myself in the ring.
Wow.
Yeah. Every year since I've been here. You know what I mean? I'm in the ring. Ask anybody out there. Some will start busting my balls because I took a couple years off and did the Frenchie run. You know,
Hold up. You let us know how many shows you judge. Let us know how many judges or before they became judges that you've mentored into judges.
I'm sure I've had an influence in many, even in the ring style, the ring presence,
right?
And in examinations, and vice versa. I took the old dogs in. I took Rolando's a little knowledge from him, not his pace, not his style of dog sometimes, but we're brothers, man. I learned from him. Arrow was one of my first ones. One of my apprentice. Respect him. I call him Mr. Consistent. You know what I mean? And I mean that in the greatest way.
Right.
Ron Romero's the old dog, man. But and then I kind of developed my own style, my own. Everybody was real serious. Now you'll see me in there joking, laughing. You see me pumping up the crowd. You see me, taking it to the level of fun, but serious. So
right.
Hopefully I influence that with people. You know what I mean? And over the years, you know what I mean? I've been taking a hit for many years. Like you said, man, he fucking that motherfucker,
Yeah. Listen, yeah, man. I'm not gonna lie, man. There's people that I'm upset with, right? Because I'm this type of person. They'll talk shit to you. They'll talk shit about you behind your back, and I'll see them in your face. And I'm looking at these people like you motherfucking piece of shit. Like I wouldn't never do that. If I didn't feel you, I wouldn't come around you. I wouldn't hey, buddy, I wouldn't do that. I would talk to you. I would show you respect. I wouldn't go out of my way to disrespect you, but I would definitely let you know, man, I kind of don't rock with you, man, because this and that and this, and I'm just keep it a buck with you. But
I respect that. I'd much rather have that, in all honesty, bro.
But while it was like that, I'm gonna tell you now, I was dead ass wrong. I was dead wrong, and I'm glad that I can sit up here and say that, because if I didn't, I would still be wallowing in the lie. Gotcha. versus realizing that the truth was told to me, and it might have took me a while to grip it, but you know what? I got a handle on it, and now I can handle. I handled the truth. Gotcha. This is what it is. The truth is being handled. And now it's up to me how I navigate with it. And I'm navigating properly thanks to a lot of your advice and a lot of your outlooks on these dogs.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. And like I said, I don't hold nothing against no one. Like I said, even if you didn't like me and stuff, and you didn't understand me, I get it. You didn't understand me. Now, I mean, what really matters is that what I said to you went through. Now it's going to go forward. Now you're going to educate off that. That's what means the most to me. You know what I mean? I've been beat up for many years, man. The big dog will hang in there for more. You know what I mean? Now, and always, I'm open for opinion. If I'm wrong or say something wrong, just come in. Maybe I was fucking smoking and I was out and I said something. Who knows? I mean, I'm human, bro.
Right.
I mean, the knowledge is there, but maybe I wasn't thinking or something. I mean, I heard the other day, confirmation is breed type. Okay.
No.
Okay. I'm just gonna say confirmation is the judging of a purebred breed to confirm the standard.
Right.
Well, sorry, I don't know nothing. I shouldn't come up with this. But
He's making stuff up, y'all. Don't listen to him. He's just making shit up.
Like that commercial. Man, I'm a doctor. No, I just stayed at a Holiday Inn. But see, I'm not going to call out somebody like that, and they're not like so much wrong because standard and breed type go along. Just using that in the reference is going to give somebody the wrong knowledge to go in. You know what I mean?
Right.
And people gotta, and I even blame myself somewhat. Maybe sometimes I just say breed type, but I don't say the breed type characteristics. I don't break it down into why movement and coat, like I said to you before.
Right.
And characteristics are making, especially identifying characteristics. Those characteristics are traits. Traits are genetic. So, so maybe I should break it down more sometimes. And I apologize for that because sometimes I try to keep it so you absorb it instead of getting too detailed sometimes, you know what I mean? I'll take blame for that. Maybe over the years I should have been more, specific with stuff, you know what I mean?
Well, we have around 30 people in the chat, and on Facebook we have, let me see. We have another 20. I don't want to lie to you.
No, it's cool.
Oh, we have another 10 people on the chat, and so we have a good 36 people on here. That's number dog people. And this channel is a tightrope channel. You know what I mean by tightrope?
Right.
No. Breeders, us as breeders,
sweet.
We're walking on a tightrope. We don't have not just breeders. Show breeders, we walk on a tightrope. We ain't just, I love this breed, so I'm gonna breed it to the how it was in 1999 and 19. Nah, this is we have to go by a standard. We have to go by a written standard, not just about what we think in our head. If we go by in this ring, what we think in our head, we're gonna meet people like Mr. John Roneker that's gonna say, nope, buddy, that's not it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's gonna mess our whole. So I am so happy. I am so happy that I have the opportunity to do this, to meet the people that I met, to talk to people, and to gain the perspective that I have from people like you and from other judges and from other breeders to tell me, yo, this is what it really is. And if I don't get it, I can just sit back and just think about it, and trust me, y'all, people that watch it, it'll come to you. Yeah. It will come to you if you just listen to these old school breeders and just put some trust in it. Like, or not just breeders, judges. Yeah. Like Mr. Roneker, he's not going to lead you in the wrong direction.
No, and be real, man. This is where like the community part comes in the division, man. There ain't no need for division.
No,
I mean, think about it. We if you want a more athletic, better moving dog, we have the option with classics and standards.
Facts.
You know what I mean? So like there's no need to hate. Okay. I like my shit like boned up, heavy or all that. That's, I like my pockets like that. Stop saying it's out of standard. Look at the standard. When they say mass, what's your degree of mass? So if people like myself and certain breeders are putting on more mass, it's not out of standard. That's what their style of dog is, and that's what they want. But that's also great having the variations of you want an XL, you want to, not many breeds have 4. I don't think any, but I don't want to say that ahead of time. I give you 4 options.
Not just that. they can give you more options within one standard of the breed. Like the standard American bully has different options of standard American bullies. Pockets have different options of pocket, and people don't grasp that we have something so great here, man.
You got it, bro. You got it. You got it. And like, I want people to stop saying it's not a standard. Read it. When they say muscle, they don't say, okay, only 20 pounds of muscle, guys. You know, so whatever your definition of muscle is 20, and mine's fucking 40 pounds. Am I, and I still keep it in proportion, and it's still moving good.
Facts.
You know, or bone. Maybe I want my forearms friggin' 4 to 6 inches wide. What is long? I'm just kidding around. You know, not that. You know, I'm sorry. I gotta say it right before they.
I was like, God damn.
But no, I'm just saying, bone. How it's everybody's. You know what I mean? If you're still keeping it in standards, you're just pushing the words to the limit. You know. Mm-hmm. And then a lot of people with this dude that came out with the number one flaw. Look at the word changing that they changed in our standards now. Did you see it says emphasizing breed type? You know what I mean? They're trying to tell you what's important.
The UKC is doing it. They got to shut up now. The UKC is. They got to shut up now.
Yeah, you gotta say it. So start understanding it, and then just don't hate. You know what I mean? Or understand why certain picks are, because I'll explain my picks every single time. There's never been one out of 300 and probably 50, 60 shows. I mean, 10,000, if you think how many dogs. I mean, there's never been one pick that I would not stand by and know and tell you exactly what, when, and why, the comparison in the ring to the other dogs to the standard, and why I led that way. So that's all you can ask for a judge. And if you see me as a judge, multiple times all over the world, when I have my best in breed, I'll step back and let the crowd look at it. You want to see a consistent line all the way down the line? I'll bet you 9 times out of 10 that shit's solid, consistent bullies. Looking the same, similar bulk, muscle, everything. 9 times out of 10. So as me as a judge, what more do you want to ask? That's all I could do. You know, be consistent. Let you know. I'm telling you a lot of times what I'm looking for in the ring. I mean, I'm even open with what flaws that fucking drive me nuts that I don't want to see in the ring.
Go ahead. Let's hear it.
Over barrel chested dogs. We call them old school, used to be called V-frame. When you see that motherfucking elbows out and you see them feet touching, so it looks like a V in the front. My number one thing, okay? I've already gone over the health issues with it.
You saying when the chest looks like a V in the front, right?
Well, no, the chest is wide, and then from the elbows down, they point to the center. So if you were looking at,
I got what you're saying.
Okay, they call it barrel chested now, or over barreled. Back when us old farts used to do, we used to call it V frame because it looks like a V. You know what I mean? Like the front's going down to a point, and they're both. That's huge to me. Number one, pressure on the elbow joints. Number two, I already went over the 2 most causes. Second leading cause for canine death, over barrel chested. So that's a big pet peeve with me. Easty westy, big pet peeve. Okay, rear ends, don't like to see it, but it's gonna go lower down on because I'm a breeder. I know what can be bred out. I know what's, you know, I don't want to say it's easy, but it's not as hard as people think. You know?
What's the hardest flaw to breed out that people think that they can breed out?
Long nose.
The headpiece. So there we go back to the headpiece. So so you would tell a person to start all over, basically, when it comes to that, because it's going to take them years and years and years to develop the headpiece and the muzzle that they want.
Yeah, and I'm not saying you can't do it. I've done it. But you know how many years it's going to take? Do you know how much money you're going to have to pay for C-section? Do you know how many breedings you're going to have to do? Do you know how much time you're going to waste? So should I be real with you and tell you to waste all that fucking time, or start tomorrow and now you got a banger? You know what I mean? Now you got a bully ass female. Now you can bring a stud in. You know what I mean? And you're ready to rock. You know, that's and I do that to only certain people because I realize how much it's going to take that dog to get where it needs to be. You know, it's not like like that dude I'll use for example. I don't even know him. I ain't saying it to hurt your feelings, brother. I'm saying it because I did it myself. I was that proud asshole that bred that dog to fucking $20,000 and came back and pet homed it.
Right.
You know, so
Because it didn't work out.
yeah, man. I mean, that's where my knowledge and what I'm saying is coming from. You know,
I think a lot of us have that mentality that I can prove them wrong mentality.
Gotcha.
You know, and you know, a lot of us have to find out on our own, just like a lot, like just, you know, because how are we going to know without going through that experience? I can hear you talk about a dog having pyometra. Do I want it? Nope. But will I truly understand what that is about if I don't go through it? You know, as a breeder, I think all breeders need to go through at least some kind of trials and tribulations, because how is your mental going to be tested in any kind of way when with these dogs, man? You know, if there's no trial and tribulations, man, how I mean, I don't understand it, but I love everything about it.
Yeah, no, and you know, and just that breeding, you know, I mean, it's a lot. I've learned a lot from breeding. A lot of my, you know, breed worthy to me means the world. You know what I mean? And you got to understand, when I look at certain dogs and I see certain traits, certain characteristics, I've been there. See, this is the difference from us judges that are breeders, and especially us old dogs that had to go through every fucking flaw you guys talk about. We've had to breed it so we know what works, what don't work, what can be bred out, not be bred out, what's more serious of ones than not serious. And don't get me wrong, I ain't the holy God. Like I said, maybe somebody else's certain things matter to them. Like I said, I told you my pet peeves. Maybe somebody else's is more in movement or certain things. I respect it. It ain't going to change my opinion. I'll tell you why my opinion, once we become a working dog and we're not a companion breed, then the movement's going to come into more of a factor to me.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So it'd be more important for them not to have a high rear. It'd be more important for them not to be easty westy, or to have you know what mine is? Mine is weak pasterns.
Yeah.
That drives me crazy.
Yeah.
Weak pasterns is not a good look for an American bully or any dog to be, in my opinion. So I have
brother. I agree 100% with that too.
How do here we go. Tone says Roneker knows his shit.
Love you, brother, man. Love you, man.
How do you feel about, first let me get, I'm sorry.
Yep.
Can you give us a true definition of a broad stock bitch before I forget it? I know we started talking about it in the beginning, but can you give us your definition of a broad stock bitch?
Okay, first of all, if anybody knows me, my whole program since day one for 30 years is always built off my females. Okay, so females to me is huge. Okay, as far as the definition, I mean, my definition of that is a bulky, clean. I want to see a female. I want to see, and I hate to use the expression as she-male. You know what I mean? But I want to see that, because a lot of people don't realize a lot of females will carry a look, a lot of, you know, and that's what people have to go also into, is understanding dominant genes and how they work off. You know what I mean? I don't want to give my secrets of my breedings somewhat, but when people start figuring out the dominant genes and all that, they'll understand more, and why a badass bitch is worth so much more. Because, I mean, think about it. That badass bitch, how many do you see that are that badass compared to males?
That's true. You don't see that many.
So, yeah. So that broad stock, like that bitch that is way more important. And I don't mean to down any studs, man. Don't get me wrong. I love them motherfuckers. My whole program, ever since I started, and anybody knows me, I never two-time nothing. I never use the same males. Okay, I'll do inbreedings, which, or should I say in-house breedings, which what I do is I take my 100% creation, and then I bring in what I want. So now I got 50% of that. So now I take that 50% of what I did creation and bring it back to my 100% I had before. So then I hit 75. So then so I incorporate my new but still keep my old. That's why you'll see a lot of my stuff not two-time, not Nickel City, Nickel John, over and over, because I'm constantly, I can think, even nowadays I could go old school, but like Donnie Holmes, man, Sammy that's doing stuff now, great guys, work with Bernard Tone. I just used his dog, Grand Champion Luca Bravo. These guys are fucking amazing, maybe I should say some more sometimes, but I don't want them to shunned out of my ring or people thinking just because but I work with all these guys. These guys are class act, even like, I don't know Blues owner Dave Martinez, class act guy, man. You don't hear no bullshit from him. You see him doing his business. You see clowns like Christopher Strader posting his dogs up on there. He shouldn't be associated with that. I feel bad for him. I don't even know him. But he's a class A act guy, and then he's surrounded himself with goofballs like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's crazy. I don't like these type of people who have more opinions than they have wins in the ring or dogs that's produced to become winners. I mean, anybody can yell from the nosebleed bleachers and say what plays should be run to the coach, and tell the players, what routes they should have ran or how hard they should have played. But at the end of the day, they ain't the players, man. They ain't working that hard to be there like Dave. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he's a national winner. His dog's a national winner and set records, picking up wins on the way. So people just need to shut up.
I'll bring in Tone, man. And just Tone charms in. Then you got this clown over here, got Waffle House on his page. He ain't got none of his own dogs, but then you're gonna live off these guys that have respect, and then you don't have any. Get you some, and this is when I would called out judges and everything. Call my ass out. If you see me as a fucking clown like that, you better say, "What the fuck, JR? What are you promoting? What do you know what I mean?" And just as much as I would, you know what I mean? These clowns ain't gonna be handling my dogs.
Right.
These clowns ain't gonna be in my circle, bro. And if they are, they're not gonna be talking the way they're talking. That's for sure. You know what I mean? Or they're not gonna be in there. You know what I mean? They're gonna be eliminated. That frustrates me too. And even the other clown that charmed in is you don't even, you talk all this shit and then your only picture on your page is with 7. It's like, you know what I mean? Come on. You don't even have your own dogs, but then you want to talk about this, that, and you should know the standards. But yet now you're so happy it's your first show and your first stack up, and you got a picture with 7. I mean, and I love 7. I mean, I'm not dissing 7 in any ways, but come on, bro.
His whole platform is capped. That's basically what you're saying.
You got it.
He's just capping, man. He's riding the roller coaster.
You got it.
That's all
using other good dudes' fucking respect. You earn your fucking respect, or act like, don't come off like an asshole. Or when you're talking smack and you don't have the product, learn to be quiet until you got the product.
Facts.
You know what I mean? Do you ever hear shit from me? Besides me fucking barking, breed typing it, but
right.
you see me walking around like I'm high and mighty and all these champions and this and that. I'm just a chill breeder.
I feel like you got too much honor and respect for that, though, man. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it, and I try to roll that role. I want to be treated or have people just like I am. I'm not saying that you can't be the shit and do that, but you don't have to be modest. You can reach your hand out. You know how many people I've helped build their kennels? You know how many dogs I've given away? I mean, shit, given away. Dogs that I know, normally you ain't touching for less than 10, 12,000, but you're going to get it for me because I love you, man. And you're going to do this and we're going to do that. You know what I mean? Jeez, it's all over the country. And I mean, just even this year alone, we got dogs going in every part of of the United States. And, and then we got multiple dogs going over to Europe, I'm not going to boast it. You probably won't hear much from me, but that's what I like to do, man. That's my gig, man. I'm always a breeder first and then a judge second. And then throw that handle in because I'm a pretty badass handler too, man.
Right.
I'm just playing, but I know, man. I walk the walk. Look at me. I'm in a fucking hotel in Toronto, fucking chasing a dog that no one knows, so I can make his name. And I don't mean that. And don't, the person that worked at they bred.
I get what you're saying.
But he's a nobody. No one knows, but everybody's gonna know him now.
Right.
You know who Little Situation is?
No, I haven't heard of them.
Little Situation, old school Little Situation, Derby City's little
I
Stitch.
came into the game 2015,
So he was
John.
another dog. So another dog, man. Just no one really knew. Boom, man. You know, that's my shit over the years. Is I like those dogs that no one knows about. The ones that are the up
Mm,
and comers and stuff.
underdogs.
You got it. You got. And don't get me wrong. I cheat. I get to see every dog in the fucking world. I cheat.
Facts, you do. You're a cheater.
I'm a
You're
fucking
right.
cheater, brother, man. I'm a cheater, man. I ain't a dumb. I ain't a dumb man. You know what I mean?
Fact.
You don't think I'm up in Toronto? You don't think I was down in Davenport doing the breeding? You don't think I was over in Calgary, Jacko and I can't even say the fucking word, and I'm up there looking for fucking dogs and shit. You know?
Yes.
You
Yes.
know?
Real breeder shit.
Yeah, you know, I'm chasing them dogs. And don't get me wrong, my program, I've been fortunate to be a judge and to be able to see all these dogs over the country and put program together with all these dogs. I'm blessed, man. I'm blessed. You know.
So what word of advice would you have for a new breeder that's just tuning in, that's like, I haven't even bought a dog yet, but that just is tuning into this channel right now, that's trying to educate themselves about the breed before they make a pick? What would
Follow
you tell them?
quality people. There's a bunch of us out there. You, me, Tone. I mean, I can go on and on. There's fucking a lot of quality people in this. Like people like the Christopher and Douglases. These guys are they're nothing compared to us. These guys are not even in our circle. You can reach out. So what I would say is look what's winning in the ring. Look at the people that are associated with that. Look how they conduct themselves. You want to judge a character? If you can judge this clown that's fucking selling a dream bullshit like it's a fucking he's selling you dope on the fucking street, you know what I mean? It's just all a hustle. Get through that, you know what I mean? And that is addressed that. I'm glad you said that. That's our number one problem, brother. These part-time breeders that are breeding these dogs, and then all of a sudden they get a couple shit dogs that they got to get rid of, and then they sell it to these people. They, oh, this is a champion, blah blah blah, and then they come at us in the ring when we got to tear it apart. You know,
Because they got sold a dream.
You got it. And then our Instagram breeders, go old school. Do your research. Look at this pedigree 3 times. Look at the offspring of these pedigree. Look if it's winning in the ring. You know, start going back to old school. These Instagram one, dude, I can show you a dog and we all know it. We can show you a dog that stacks perfect, that looks amazing. The guy's got him on point for a photo. And then the next picture, he's rolling into his shoulders. He's leaning, you know what I mean? You know, so be real. See this dog live, you know what I mean? Try to get a vision. Go back to old school techniques, you know?
Does anybody have any questions for John before we wrap it up? Anybody got any? I know there was one.
Yeah.
Somebody asked oh, here we go. What about hate on the people? What about hating on people, to people taking advantage of old school dogs names, to fake breedings and other scams? What opinion and how do we fix this?
I have a strong opinion on that. It's happened to me so many times.
Let's get it.
Do you know how many people I had that came up to me, man? Oh, bro, I'm working with Nickel City, man. Me and John. Who? What? You know what I mean? As far as that, and separate yourself, man. You know, we start putting, you know, your photos, start putting your name all over it. You know, I'm starting to do that and put little things in the picture so when people scam them, I know you can block them out, but try to do stuff like that or limit your post. You know what I mean? And who or what or friends. You know, it's hard. We're you know what I mean, because we're all advertising, we're all promoting. So we put our pictures out there so these guys can get the shit, you know what I mean? But let's, as a community, let's come together. You know who John Roneker is. You know who Joe. You know these people. So like you know, start calling these people out. You know what I mean? I don't mean drama, but let's start getting on these people with the scams and all that. You know what I mean? That's all new for me too, man. I don't like, you know what I mean? I'm an old fuck, you know what I mean?
Right.
All that shit's new to me. Even fucking testing. You think we did all these testing and all this shit? You know what my test was? I trained my one male to tell me when that bitch was ready. that was my old, you know, that was my protest. You know what I mean? That's what I did. And anybody old school out there, you can train your male. That motherfucker won't bug that sucker for 8 days. On that 9th day, that fucking pheromone, that fucking hormone comes out. That motherfucker's rocket. Bing, bing. We're ready to go. That's what I grew up with. I didn't have these fucking tests. Jesus Christ, man. These guys, I mean, they hold your cock while you're peeing with some of this shit now. It's like, holy cow.
Well, I have a progesterone machine, man. I invested in one.
Yeah.
I invested in one, man. Even though I do have an ultimate stud over here, man, he'll definitely tell me. But it didn't work the first time I did it, man. The first time I did it, he let me down. So, you know what I'm saying? I had to go on the progesterone machine numbers the second time, and we hit it. So,
Bro,
you know,
brother,
Josh was wrong the first time, but we got it right the second time.
Brother. I still do. I only do one.
No.
I'm lucky because I work in the hospital, so I take it to the lab, and I get the results back.
You can analyze it. Yeah.
I only do it one time. I do the old school technique. I do the counting, and then bam, and I do that last test, and then I know
it saves you. Let's be honest, it saves money.
Yeah.
It saves money, man, because it's a lot of money for the progesterone test.
Yeah, and it's not even that. You know how much it cost me? $25.
Oh shit! You know how much it cost me?
Yeah, well,
$9.
Now because I get to draw my own blood.
Right.
I get to take it to the hospitals to their lab. So it's different, but it's not even. I've done it so much. I know the count. I know when the blood. I know when.
Right.
I know when my dude's fucking. I know when he's getting there. So it's a little old school and new school. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Do you know how to read it through the microscope?
As far as what the sperm count?
No, like the when the female's ready, when it turns into like what do they say when it turns into like what is it, cornflakes? It looks like cornflakes, like the sample starts to look like cornflakes. That's when you could tell the female is basically right. I don't know if I'm saying it right or not.
No, in all honesty, like I said, I'm newer than that. I take it in the lab, and my buddy calls me up and says, "This is the number."
Right. You did say that.
No bullshit. You know what I mean? As far as the scope, don't get me wrong. I have my own scope. I will check the activity of the semen and stuff like that. Just like tonight, it's with me for that. That's a big thing with me is the activity of the sperm, the live sperm, all that. But that's about it, man. I guess I'm boring. You know what I mean?
Nah, man. Nah. This is one of the best interviews that I've had, and I'm telling you, gave a lot of information, man.
Sweet. And just to go back, don't stop learning.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to tell you a conversation that I had Saturday. Okay, I'm not your gene expert. I don't, I know dominant genes. I know dominant. I sat there with Logan, our handler, Logan Jones, right? Going to college now. Schooled me like a motherfucker, and God bless that kid. I love him, man. But he helped me fucking break down the gene, understand, as far as the letter and more dominant. I mean, do you think I sat there and say, bro, I've been doing this for 30 years? What do you hell no. I was like a school kid in the fucking school, fucking sitting there listening to every word that kid had to say. You know what I mean? And who am I? I'm supposed to know. No, I ain't proud. No, that's old school. I'm old school. That's all newer stuff to me that I'm learning. You know what I mean? So don't ever stop learning. Don't think that you know everything, man. Even if it's a different way to look at something. If you ever notice me, you see how I use fucked up, things for examples and all that. Because I'm trying to get you. It's psychology. I'm trying to get you to look at the same subject just on the other side. You know what I mean? So maybe it looks different. Maybe it's something that may go, oh fuck, okay, yeah, I get it, or you know what I mean? And I'm human, everybody. I'm just like you. I'm a human guy.
Man, this was a good one, man. We've had you on here for an hour, 16 minutes, and I know you're about to do. Breen, I'm in here with my wife at this luxurious hotel / hospital thing that we're at, and I get to spend time with her.
Gotcha.
And, I don't want to take up so much of your time unless you you gave for, but I know you got a lot going on.
I'll talk all day long, but
really,
God bless you and your wife, man.
Oh man, thank you so much, man. I really appreciate it. Yeah. I really appreciate it. I was trying to tell. Let me talk to these people in the chat real quick, John. I tried to tell y'all this was gonna be the one. Right, press them sevens if I told y'all this was gonna be the one, and if this is the one, press them sevens. I'm telling you, this was the one. Hey, so John, how do you feel about? I'm sorry, babe. How do you feel about the UKC finally coming around to more of the concept of breed type over confirmation. Well, from them, from their website, they
Yeah,
haven't really done anything as far as in the ring. But how do you feel about that change that they've making?
great, 100%. Because number one reason why I don't do UKC is because they kicked me out. And Dave, us old school guys can talk about this. Our shit got too bully, so we fell out of their terrier standard dogs. So for me to see number one, years back, they approached me to do some work over there and help them with a couple things. Um, Unfortunately, the director wasn't going to go. And if anybody knows me, you ain't fucking changing this old dogs. You might treat me to some new tricks, but you ain't changing what I know is what I know.
Right.
So I'm not going to go same thing. But now I love to see them. I love to see that breed type preaching. You know what I mean? And I want to just throw out there, I know you guys all probably heard me say it a bunch of times, Ann Rogers Clark. Okay, she's one of our U.S. judges, older lady. I might even been passed. I'm not sure, but one of the only ones qualified for 165 breeds. Okay,
What's going on now?
her name is Ann Rogers Clark. She's a U.S. judge that's qualified to judge 165 breeds. There's only a few, and one of them's not the American Bully. But I put up her quotes all the time. Her number one quote that she says and informs every judge should live by is number one is you put up breed type, the best breed type dogs up, and then you put up the soundest. So what she's saying is breed type in all other breeds, not even American Bully, stands out number one. And then you pick out the soundest, meaning the best to the standard and the flaws he considered. She says it. That's what she breeds and tells people, all her judges. This is an 80-year-old lady that doesn't even do the bullies, stressing how much the breed type means to every breed in the world.
This is her right here.
There you go, baby. There you go. Just one of the old judges. She has a lot of knowledge, man, if you want to get into it. But like I always put up the quote. Number one, you put up the best breed type dogs in your ring and then pick the most soundest. That's her, man. So if anybody wants to read it, it's just a little bit of a note out of her. And this is a lady that doesn't do the American Bullies, is telling you the same thing myself and many been preaching about why breed type is so important.
Well, matter of fact, Eco is in Canada.
Oh,
John,
cool,
who
cool.
are you and here to see in my town? Who are you and who are you here to see in my town? He said.
Oh shit, man! I can't let the fucking cat out of the bag. Shit, man.
Hey, Echo, he's a cheater. You forgot, man. He's a cheater.
Motherfucker. Hell yeah, brother. Only thing I'll ever tell you I cheated is a knowledge of the dogs, man. I'm analyzing every motherfucking dog in the world, man. Because you never know, it might be the next rabbits out of my hat,
Right. So
I'll tell you
he's a Buffalo Bills fan. He's from Buffalo.
Yeah. Go Bills, baby, man. I don't care, man, if they lost or win, man. I'm a Bills fan.
Oh, come on. We know you don't. You ain't even got to mention that, man. We already know how much of a diehard you are, man. Come on, man.
I bleed blue, man. I'm a Yankees fan and a Bills fan.
Man. It's a different color blue, so that's weird, bro.
That's awesome, man.
So I try to measure the top tier of the American Bully, the people within the American Bully with sports. So how I say you have LeBron James, you have Michael Jordans, you have Dame Lillard, but then you also got what's his brother's name? The dude that plays for the Bucks. Giannis's brother.
Okay.
Giannis Tatupo. You got his brother that sucks. But right. He's a vet player, but so he wants his brother on the team, but he sucks. But you got these top 5% players that's making a certain amount of money and noise in this game. Then you have the rest of everybody else. That's why I'm trying to say everybody can't be at the top, man. You have to work your way there. It takes a lot of hard work to get there, and everybody looks at the people that's there and automatically think that they can get there. So what would you have to say to these people who need to put in this work to get to that position? Because you know what it takes to get there.
Yeah. Number one, respect. You want respect back, you give respect. Number two, product. Don't talk your game, show your game.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Talk is cheap, especially nowadays. There's more talkers than there are gamers. You know what I mean? So, and go back to old school. Go back to who's producing. Go back to looking, go back to all that, you know what I mean? And build yourself. You build yourself quality. When you have quality product, people will come. You know what I mean? But don't be blind. Understand styles. Understand, like, even now, this is a big thing that we're going through. Is we're going through a little bit of a style change, especially in the headpieces are getting a little bit more blockier. The noses are getting a little bit more, squarer. Which I believe is a good thing. But realize that, you know what I mean? Because many breeds over the years, they have changed the style of the dogs under the standard. But it's not because of health reasons. Okay, let's be real. Like, it's not because it's what's selling. These breeders that are getting the attention from the dogs different, or a little bit of change here. Look at the Frenchies. The Frenchies went from a Boston Terrier to a Bulldog over the year. You know what I mean? So
right.
I don't want to say that sales are changing it, but it is a big factor. So be wise with what you want to be in the market. You know what I mean? And you want to sell your Ferrari, but you got a Toyota, it ain't going to work. You know what I mean? So you got to up your game. We all have to do that. Don't be blind. You know what I mean? Now, if you're content and you have a good sale and you got a good business and you got a good reputation, then you're good. You know what I mean? But, that's a few things. You know what I mean?
So I have a question from New Foundation Bully Camp on Facebook. I can't see my Facebook comments. I can't see the Facebook comments on the chat here. It's only YouTube. I apologize.
Gotcha.
And he says, do you think it's cool for people to announce I only need 20 points to champion title to persuade the judges into pitying for the person before going to show? Can I say something about this real quick before you?
Sure.
I honestly don't think judges really look at stuff like that, and I don't think you can pity a judge to make a pick for 20 points for anything, man. I just to be my let's get the message from a real judge, not from me.
No, it doesn't matter. I mean, I and this is, I'm going to say myself, because we all, it doesn't matter to me. I'm going to know if it's a quality dog. I'm going to know if it's winning. It doesn't matter. And number one with me, I don't care if you're a number 1 dog, 2 dog, 5 dog, 100 dog. I don't care if you ever shown. It's what you put in my ring. It's what and I love everybody. I mean, you know how easy it'd be to judge. Oh, you're my friend. Here you go. Here's the first. I don't even got to look at the. I mean, nah. You know what I mean? So anybody. And you ask anybody can win in my ring. You bring the right product in, you're in.
You gave one of my products a win over. It was Hove. You gave. I'm trying to find a picture. You gave Lady Majesty one of my first productions. Matter of fact, I think you gave her a final points to become a grand champion.
Nice.
To be honest with you, man, and it was a great. This was the day right here with Mr. Eddie Ortiz in the ring with her, holding the best in show.
Good man. I love that motherfucker. He's got a heart of gold. He's got a passion I love, man. That's really cool. Really cool.
Yes, man.
But it doesn't matter, man. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not going to dodge you if you're my friend. I'm not going to dodge you if you're a judge, and I'm not going to dodge you if you're the first time shower. That's what's cool about me. You know what I mean? You're still going to be my friend. I mean, everybody. I love everybody. But that's not going to matter. And handlers, I'm sick. Yes, handlers do get awarded more. Why? Because we love them. Fuck, we all love everybody. No, they're presenting the dog to the best of its abilities, or that's what they're doing. So, and people got to realize that. Now, instead of getting pissed and saying, "Oh, Hannah, why don't you just be real and go look back at the video? Look at you, how you had your dog. Look how she had her dog. Let's stop blaming and let's get real and start putting the real facts out there. Not the mouth bullshit. You know what I mean? I've been real. I lost and I went back and go, my dog was way better. Then I went back and I'm like, oh my fucking God. Had that motherfucking stiff as a shit in the back. I mean, what the fuck? What the fuck was I doing? Are you kidding me? But I had to be real with myself, instead of
Facts.
saying, hey, my dog was better, but I looked like shit. You know what I mean? Come on, man.
Or you were my number one pet peeve is a person straddling the dog, man, when they in the show ring.
Yeah.
I hate that. That's one thing. I'm like, yo, they ain't gonna get picked. They're not gonna get picked like that. They're not gonna get picked. That's a nice dog that they got, but they straddling it. They're not gonna get picked.
Yeah.
I don't care what nobody says, they're not gonna get picked because they're not showing proper handling technique in the show ring, and you're showing that you don't know what you're doing, man. So I'm like, man, geez, man, I want to say something, but I can't.
Yeah, look at me. Like I want to say something, but I can't because I'm helping them in their judgment. I can't tell them that. You know what I mean? Sometimes I'll stand there and looking at them like,
yep, yeah.
You know what I mean? Trying to help you, brother. I don't want to throw you under the bus right now. I'm like, sometimes it works, sometimes, you know what I mean? But, and then there's many times that like a product, even though that person doesn't handle that dog, the product is more superior.
Facts.
And we've all seen that judgment, that you're not happy, the fucking thing did an alligator roll or some crazy ass shit,
Right.
It's you don't want to ever put that situation up. But like once I say, if there's more of a breed type, more to the standard dog, and it's not presented right, I'm still gonna lean toward it. You know what I mean? I'm not fucking happy, and you'll hear me clearly say it has nothing to do with the handling here.
Right. Definitely.
But and let me tell you, as a handler, always be on point. Okay, always have that dog on point. Always have it looking up. Because you know what? If you got haters, they're waiting for that dog to roll into its shoulders so the ass end looks high. You know what I mean? Shit, I'm a master, man. All that I talk, brother, and then they want to chop it down and give me half speeches. It's comical. It's comical. But always be, if you ever see me in the ring, man, every time that judge is turning around, I'm ready. Every time he looks down the line, I'm ready. Every time, anything. And I never let my dog sit there and roll into its shoulders of that. I always got something to have his head looking up, trying to keep him in that mode. Do the same thing. Another thing too, enter the ring correctly. You are getting your dog looked at. From me, now don't not the shitty judges. They're not gonna, you know what I mean? They're not gonna, I'm gonna analyze your ass soon as you're walking into the ring. Ask any of my junior handlers how much I preach to that. And also come in with confidence. Be professional. This shit's my ring. I want to see that. That matters to me, confidence. And like I said, show that dog every time. Walk that full. I don't care if you can shortcut to the beginning. No. Go all the way to that farthest exit, man. Fucking D. And then purposely sit there. Let the idiots that don't want to get that extra look, let them walk in. Now you sit back. Now you see the judge ready. He's looking around. Now enter that ring. Now you have how many more seconds? 20 more seconds? 30 more seconds that the dog's being looked at? Well, think about your presentation. How long is it up and down? You're getting about the same look as you do as entering the ring. Use all that. Use all that time,
I tell everybody I mentor this. Yeah. So even when you win, you ask the judge, what can you do better for your next round? Because I remember one time I was showing in front of you, and I always have this habit where I ask, what do I need to do better for the next round, brother? And you told me, listen, one time you told me you have him A-frame. You're A-framing him.
Okay.
Put his feet right up under his shoulders. You're A-framing him. You don't need to A-frame him. And I best in showed. I mean, after that, because I was moving on to best in show. So I know if I didn't have him right for best in show, I wouldn't have won. So that's why I asked, what do I need to do better? And you was like, don't A-frame him. You got to see, that's the opportunity people need to take. So you can go ahead and tell them what you see. You know what I'm saying? So they can straighten it out versus you're not going to ask them while you're looking over the what I need to do, John. You're gonna just look at him and be like, brother, just do the best what you can. But after the show, I always tell my people, or I do it myself. Yo, what can I do better? So, man, thank you for that, man, and for your energy as well, because like you said, you're not like any other judge. You give that. You relax people inside that show ring. You really relax people inside that show ring, because there's people that walk in uptight, but you start joking around and you start talking to people and they lighten up, man. I really appreciate that when you start.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. I appreciate it. And if I can give a little hint for everybody, if you want to see what I'm seeing, get a big old mirror. One of those big old mirrors, put that motherfucker, and then see what it is too. When you adjust, you're gonna see what your adjustments do. Okay, a lot of times what people don't realize is they might have that their front set 3 inches, or say 2 inches ahead a little bit. Well, what you're doing is you're throwing the dog off the balance, or you're throwing it center. Well, how do you know? That mirror is gonna show you. So now you can fuck with it, and you can bring them legs back and pull them forward. See if his ass is going to dip, give you more angulation. These are all the things. You don't need me. You're going to see what I'm seeing in that mirror. Like the mirror to me, that's God. I live in front of that mirror. That motherfucker, I stack in front of that mirror, fucking smoking and joking, and you know what I mean? But that mirror tells you everything. Plus, it's your best thing for adjustments. People don't realize if you adjust them front certain angle, you can pull that dog forward and maybe dip that rear, get a little bit more angulation, a little cheating, tone. Shit, I'm a handler of everything. Tone, man, the kickstand. You know what I mean? I was like, he came over, he's like, bro, try that. Bro, I was like, cool. I picked right up on it. You know what I mean? I know everything, but I don't, you know what I mean? That's a little tricky.
That kickstand is a beast, boy. That kickstand. Yeah, I know it. I use it. But you're supposed to use it with dogs that don't have that much turn to stifle. But yo, that thing works, bro.
Yeah.
He's a master at that shit too.
But how do you know what it's gonna look like? You throw that motherfucker in front of that mirror, then you can fuck with all those little tricks. You can shift the balance, you know what I mean? Also in gating, people don't understand the speed of gating is huge, because what you're doing is you're changing the reach and drive of the dog. So you sitting there going slow, that motherfucker's pegging like a fuck, peg. Now you just got the speed up, but now you're forcing it to drive more, reach more. Now you change that whole fucking, you went from peg leg to fucking gating.
Right.
You know? So people got.
That's why distance is important as well when you're gating in that ring, because some handlers know that if your dog gets a full gate, they're gonna win, so they'll slow up on your ass. Like there's people that play tricks in there, man. You gotta know. Yeah. Like there's people that will, like, if they know your dog gets confused and starts tripping out when another dog runs up too close behind them, they will use that.
Oh yeah.
I'm telling you, man.
Oh, I was a classic master of creating that motherfucker. Crowding, being a dick. Fuck it. I was there. I was that dick. I try not to be that dick now because I'm in the judge role, so I don't want to teach those bad habits.
Right. No, but it's there. It still happens, John. It still happens, man. It happens. You got people shaking change in their pockets. You got people tapping their foot. No, it's little things people do, man, knowing that they'll throw your dog off. Treats, throwing treats. Some people don't, you know what I'm saying? Some people don't like that. And their dog will reach down for the treat or continue to look down for the treat instead of keeping their heads up. Yeah. Some people will play these tricks on you. That's why you as a handler have to be on point.
Hell yeah. And what real simple solution? Train your dog. And my shit, when it's in their military, that motherfucker, they'll sit there like a fucking, it's military time. And not only U.S. military, like they're China. That motherfuckers are to a point like they're gonna get killed if they move. I'm kidding. But sorry, I just joking.
I knew you was joking. I knew you was joking. I wouldn't know you wasn't talking about the 6-7 inches.
But in all honesty, that's how I've always been. Well, if anybody knows my dogs, them fuckers, I used to have dogs that used to sit there stacked so long they'd fall asleep in the fucking ring. My buddy would be like, yo, bro, he's dozing off. You know? But I had that motherfuckers on point. He didn't give a fuck. He threw a stake on that ground. He was doing exactly what he knew to do and what he was trained to do. You know, Rodrigo Silva, love him, man. He's my fucking boy, man. When I got Little Thug, ABKC's first ever grand champion pocket, you know, he had that motherfucker, and I learned from him, man. that fucking dog wouldn't run. You can gate that mother as fast as you can go, and he would do like the Richard Simmons speed walk. He'd be like,
Right.
he would,
Yeah.
but we trained him like that, and then ever since that, man, my dogs are military. When it's showtime, it's work time. They ain't moving. They ain't nothing. So train them dogs to that point, and you'll get off all those, and then you can fuck with them back because your dog's not okay. You want to crowd me? Okay, next time I'm gonna get that motherfucker up your ass.
Right. I mean, I'm trying to tell you, some people says, wow, that really happens. Hell yeah, that shit happens, man. People try to throw you off your game, and it doesn't look like they're doing it, but it happens, and the judge knows it's happening, but the judge is going to sit back like a parent watching 3 or 4 of his badass boys that he's tired of talking to fight. All right, y'all motherfuckers want to fight? Go ahead and fight. Right, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead, whoop each other's ass. So he's not gonna get into it. He's just gonna be like, all right, go ahead. I see that dog. You running out that dog's ass right there. I see it happen. You see it all happening, man. It's crazy, man.
Well, see me in my ring when I see that shit. No, wait. All right, you go spread it out. You'll see me say spread it out. And,
right.
And don't get me wrong. And I probably owe apologies to a few people.
Mm-hmm.
I'm an old school pit bull guy. I let some dogs hang in there a little bit longer because they're typing me, they're good, and I'm at fault. Maybe I owe many of you apology for that. But I can't just, I got to give a dog a chance. Now, don't get me wrong. If he starts affecting your dog, the other people in the ring, then I'm going to get rid of them. You know what I mean? But a lot of times I know dogs.
Right.
I know the base was hard and fucking spooked him up. I know the dude that just dropped the Frenchie table on the ground and fucking scared the fuck out of him. You know what I mean? So there's many times that I look at the situation around it when that dog's in there. That motherfucker's just hot and going on. I mean, that shit, dude. I'm an old pit bull. I know hot. I know the stare down. I mean, this ain't the first day in the office. You know what I mean? When I see those certain things, then the dog's gone. You know what I mean? So, but one thing I will apologize if I ever did do that to somebody and it wasn't right. I apologize for that, man.
So you are. So I'm going to say you're more of the believer that these dogs shouldn't be aggressive like that. They shouldn't even be hot like that. Like these dogs, they should have more type. That's what a lot of these breeders worry about. Oh, I want my dogs to be nice and pit bullish instead of like breed type an American bully, and it's not supposed to be mean, bro. This dog is supposed to be an example of a teddy bear. Like, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
You got it. Huge part of my program. Ask anybody about my dogs. Not only how fucking spoiled they are, but ask anybody about their temperament. All right? Just even the dog I just had over this weekend, Saturday at Allentown. Motherfucker, I didn't even have a leash on. I just leave her on the ground to sit there. No aggression, no care, no nothing. But also, 17, 18 years of breeding that into the dogs. How many dogs that were red light, or I call them red zone, red light, that I had to get rid of. You know what I mean? You don't breed that hot shit into your program. You know what I mean? Because if you don't think you're going to get it, you're stupid. You're going to get one or two. So yeah, so temperament's always a huge factor for me. 100%.
Right, because it's part of the dog's type, and that's what the standard asks for of these dogs not to be aggressive. So
yeah. I mean, companion, family dog, shit that's fucking ready to chew up kids, and that don't fall into that standard or what we're known for the appearance and what we want our breed to be. Yeah.
John, don't my laptop always freezes up around this time. We can keep talking and everybody still hears us.
Brother. Anybody who wants to talk, I can talk all night and all day. And this is what I try to do for everything, even every show that I got. I'll sit there for fucking hours, man, and talk. But
I don't think too many people appreciate what you actually are bringing to the table. I don't think a lot of people are going to understand what you are bringing to the table, and until it's like years and years down the line. Like me, it took me a couple of years to really understand your message and what you was trying to really preach. And I'm here. We go. There it is. We're good. So it took me time to really for it to marinate, because you've been preaching it for years. I've been hearing you saying it since 2015, since 2014 when I first started showing dogs. So I heard you speaking of it. Just, I didn't understand. I was new.
Right.
I was new. So like I said, my first dog, 2015.
Right.
You know, my first dog. And for where I'm at now, it's just it has to be from my mentors. It has to be from listening, from watching, because I only been in the game for 10 years. There's nobody that's been in the game for 10 years that has the experience that I have, because I've been around the proper people, the right people to get all of this knowledge. And nobody in 10 years gets this knowledge without just bullshitting.
Right.
So
You got
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate what this platform.
Awesome.
I appreciate the knowledge that I got, and I created this platform just for this, just to because I got tired of this. I know you know this. I'm gonna tell you this information, but don't share it with nobody. You know what I'm saying? And I felt like that was the old school way. You know, that was the old school breeders that was telling people, listen, because it was old school breeders that was telling me this. Listen, I like you, Joel. I like you, and I'm gonna show you how to do this stack right here. But you can't tell nobody else how to do it. So I really didn't like that, because I used to ask, do you want the whole breed to be better? Yeah, of course. So how is that going to happen if you keep living in secrecy? If you keep your knowledge a secret? So this is one of the reasons I created this platform, is to share all the knowledge that I have with the people, and to bring people on like you to share their experience and knowledge, so us as breeders can move better in this breed, more knowledgeable.
Gotcha. And you ain't at fault of that. I'm guilty for that too. That's why I wasn't that overbreeder, even though I had a lot of the hot shit. I didn't want to give up. I didn't want to give up the secret sauce. Then I wanted the secret sauce all to myself, But then I started realizing, I'm judging people's dogs that are not high quality. Get some of my, and I'm not saying I'm the holy God or my dogs are God or anything, but I see a product that could help people. So then instead of wanting to hoard up all my secret sauce, I wanted to share the secret sauce. I wanted to show you how I made my recipe. I wanted to show you the old school ways of the dominant genes and what certain things do, and my experience from dominant genes, and why I build my program the way I do. You know what I mean? It wasn't testing. It wasn't going in and getting gene tests and all that. It was the old school ways, putting these dogs together and say, oh man, did you see that? And then all of a sudden getting a dominant trait, like say a dominant female or male that's throwing the same looks and that. And then throwing shit on there. Okay, I want to add this to it. Oh, figuring out, if this dominant gene carries, it's only going to take the attributes of what I bring into. So then I started playing that way and started understanding, why dominant genes and what you can do with them. You know what I mean? That's a little bit of the secret sauce. I got to quiet there because I want to keep that.
So you hear it, the manipulations of dominant genes. You hear it. I'm gonna break it down a proper way. The manipulation of dominant genes by JR. I'm gonna call you JR from now on. You fucked up by saying JR. Yeah, I'm gonna call you JR from now on. You know what? I'm old school, so I think of Dallas when you say JR. So you know what I'm talking about.
Man. I'm John Roneker Jr., man. So
yeah.
Ever since I was a little fucking jizz, I was a fucking JR, man. So so I take that as a compliment. And if you call me JR, your family. So I love it.
No, I say JR because of John Roneker. You know what I'm saying? That's the JR, but you're actually a junior. So hey, that makes it even more. That makes it even more special. But we're gonna wrap it up, man. We're gonna wrap it up. It is getting late, man. My wife needs to get her rest, man. We got to wake up early in the morning. She got two appointments tomorrow.
Yeah, many blessings, brothers, and many blessings there, Miss.
I really appreciate. We really appreciate it.
And what people don't know, when you need a little bit of medical information, that the other side of people don't know is, I got a little bit of medical background too. So
right. So if you're hurting, hit John up. Not just your dog, but you too.
Yeah, you got it, man.
What advice? What closing words of advice would you give to the community? Go ahead and speak your mind, Mr. Roneker.
Number one,
I'm gonna give you the floor.
We all wear the same jersey. We're all on the same team, brother. Like when we fight, our breed stands out. We gotta represent our breed. And this is from an old school guy that everybody said we were a joke. ABKC's a joke. Our dog's a joke. Step out of it. We're all wearing the same jersey. Let's start supporting. Let's not hate somebody because they like a fucking big dog or somebody likes a classic. Just appreciate their opinion. Give their opinion why they like that dog. You know what I mean? And there has to be no division. And stop entertaining these fucking clowns. Start putting them on a pedestal. Start exposing them. You want to shut them down? Expose them. People won't buy their dogs. They won't be a part of the community, and we won't see them. That's about it right there, man.
Hey, let's set the record straight, Mr. John Roneker. Hey, so
love you guys.
I love you so much, man. Thank you so much for coming on here, man, on this platform. We really, really, really appreciate it. We're going to have you on for a part 2, man. We're definitely going to have you on for a part 2 because my circumstances right now is because of where I'm at.
No, you got to do your thing, brother. Family first, man. But I'm here 3 times, 4 times, man. I can talk dogs until the morning, man. Anytime.
So definitely we're going to have you back on. That we're going to agree to that, right?
100%. It'll be an honor, brother, man.
All right. It'll be an honor for us as well. Thank you so much, man, Mr. Roneker. You have a blessed night. Tell your wife I said have a blessed night, man. I can't wait to see her again.
You too have a blessed one. You and the family, man.
All right, fam.
Especially that wife. Give her a big hug, man.
I sure will, man. You take it easy, brother.
Yep. Much love, man.
Yep. Man, I tried to tell y'all. Yo, every time I tell y'all it's gonna be a banger, it's a banger. I'm not saying it to toot my own horn. I don't say it, man, to toot my own horn, man. I do this for y'all, man. I do this for y'all. I don't do this for me, man. I don't do this for me because you know what? I can sit down and talk to John on the back end, man. I don't have to bring him on live. I can talk to John on the back end and get all of this knowledge. All of these people that I had on, all of these people that I've had on my show, these are the same people who I actually speak with and get knowledge from. Right? It doesn't mean I sit up and talk to them on the phone for hours at a time. But no, you don't have to talk to a person for hours at a time. I've known John for over 10 years, going to shows, how he operates. I've seen him post. I've seen dogs he's had. I've seen him pick dogs. I've seen him talk about dogs. I've seen him talk about flaws he doesn't like inside the show ring. I've seen him do all kinds of stuff, man. And I've learned from him just by observing, right? And I've done that with so many top dogs in this game, from judges, from people who had some of the best breeding tools or some of the best show dogs, some of the best broad stock bitches, some of the best at everything. And I surround myself with these people purposely because I want to be the best as well. But you know what? I don't want to just be the best at this or this or this. I want to be the best at it all. I want to learn it all so I can comprise it to one. And when I can do that and I can maneuver around it properly, I can share it with y'all. I can actually share it with y'all and give y'all my knowledge on the proper way to do it or the proper way to navigate. There I go. I keep running my mouth. So y'all stay blessed, man. My wife is in the bed. She got the blanket over her head. So I'm sorry, baby. I love y'all. Y'all be easy, man. And we're gonna try to get John on here again. All right. So we can have a extended conversation because I know this conversation is not over. Conversation is not over. I feel it. And I know y'all feel it as well. This conversation ended prematurely. We could have talked for 4 hours. No bullshit. So y'all stay blessed. I love y'all, man. Y'all be easy.